Hi, my name is Antonia, and I have prepared a presentation about the hormones of the stress response in our bodies. So, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis is a system our body uses to respond to stress stimuli based on signals and responses from nervous, exactly the sympathetic nervous and endocrine systems. The key is to maintain homeostasis by fight or flight response. This HPA includes glands from nervous and endocrine system, such as hypothalamus, pituitary glands, and adrenal glands. The fight or flight response has three stages. The first is alarm stage, when the heart rate goes up. The second is the resistance, temperature and pressure of our bodies go up. And the last is the exhaustion, which are one of the typical characteristics for the fight or flight response. Also with vasoconstriction, as our body is trying to mobilize all energy and prepare for immediate response to danger. And as we are trying to fight for our life and our bodies to do so, other bodily functions that are not that much important in that moment are turned off, such as digestion and immune system. The pathway for our body to respond by fight or flight starts at the hypothalamus in our brain. The hypothalamus controls release of hormones, corticotrophin-releasing hormones, or CRH. This hormone goes to anterior pituitary gland, which releases corticotrophs, exactly the ACTH, which stands for adrenocorticotrophic hormone. This hormone goes to our kidneys, to adrenal glands, and especially to medulla and the cortex. So adrenal glands consist of medulla, which is inside, and the cortex, which is outside. So the inside medulla secretes epinephrine and norepinephrine hormones, and these are among wide public known as adrenals, and serve as help for our body to increase lipolysis and gluconeogenesis. Adrenal cortex, which is from the outside, produces steroid hormones and such as cortisol. There are three categories of hormones produced by the cortex. The first is mineralocorticoids, such as aldosterone, and they function to maintain the mineral and fluid balance in our body, sodium and potassium absorption and release, and are very important for raising blood pressure. The other category are gonadocorticoids, such as estrogens and androgens, and they are very weak and are usually used just as precursor for other hormones. And the last category is glucocorticoids, where is the cortisol, which is the most important hormone we are discussing right now. And this hormone serves for mobilization of all energy for prolonged stress, with influence on glucose and metabolic processes, protein catabolism, lipolysis, or in liver gluconeogenesis. And also cortisol suppresses immune system by inhibiting white blood cells. If the cortisol levels in our body are high, they are recognized by hypothalamus and hippocampus in our brain and are negatively inhibited with the negative feedback mechanism and inhibition. So the body should stop producing the cortisol because we have already too much in our bodies. The stress can be good, but can be very dangerous when it's prolonged and lasts for a long time, because when we are constantly stressed, it means that we have constantly high cortisol levels. And if this stage is chronic, it may lead to high cortisol, or it may lead to promotion of visceral fat storage or insulin resistance, atrophy of the hippocampus, or adrenal diabetes. Cushing syndrome is a syndrome developed because of excess of cortisol and high cortisol levels in our body, and it's usually due to prolonged stress. There are many symptoms of this syndrome, but the most important are that people who suffers with Cushing syndromes are tired, fatigue, and have a high blood pressure and high glucose. Thank you so much for watching, and as we learned today, stress can have very negative effect on our body, so please focus on what we can focus and what we can control. Thank you.